Good morning. This is Pastor Rachel McIver-Maury at Northfield United Methodist Church, and this is the introduction video for the book of Ruth for those going through the project of reading the Bible in a year. Now, the book of Ruth, full disclosure, is my absolute favorite book of the entire Hebrew Bible or Old Testament. Just a few short chapters, just 4 chapters, but it is stunning in what it means. So there's a couple of things I'd like to lift up for you to look for as you read the book of Ruth. The first of the pieces that is really important for the book of Ruth is that Ruth is an outsider. She does not come from any of the tribes of Israel, but she plays this central role in this story of David's genealogy. Spoiler, as you get to the end, that's really what this is about. And there's a theological case being made here about God's incorporation of those from outside the tribes into God's story. And this stands in tension with some of the things we're going to read later in, for example, Ezra and Nehemiah, about God's relationship with those outside the chosen people. But I'd like you to take this to heart and you think about what it means that Ruth, this outsider, this Moabitess, would have such a central role in the coming to be of David, because this happens. The book is set in the time of the Judges. The second thing to look for is that this entire book is a message about chesed, and I invite you to repeat that. Chesed. Isn't that a great word? Now, the word doesn't actually appear anywhere in the book of Ruth, but it's a Hebrew word which roughly translated means loving kindness or covenant faithfulness. And it is a weighty word. And this book is entirely about how people can show chesed inside of social structures which would give them other paths. For example, in the book of Ruth, she does not need to follow her mother-in-law Naomi. There is no social or other sort of rule that would give her a reason to think that she should be following her mother-in-law back to her home country. But such is Ruth's chesed that she doesn't see any other option for herself. And we see other people making choices like this throughout the book of Ruth. Every time they have an option to either demonstrate chesed or to choose a very legal or a socially condoned way to be selfish, they choose chesed every time, and it changes the whole story. So I could talk about the book of Ruth all day, but I won't. I invite you to read it for yourself and to name where you see the most important part of chesed in our Facebook group if you are reading along with the group there. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.